Meanwhile, in Australia, Sydney University has allowed more than 100 students to set up Gaza solidarity tents, but it's also taken action against protesters accused of misbehaviour. Earlier, I spoke to Adam Hancock. He's our reporter at the campus.
Here and see that another group of pro-Palestine protesters have just arrived here at Sydney University. But yet, so far, the university seem more than happy to allow the protests to continue on their campus grounds as long as rules are followed and no rules are breached. And they have spoken with the protesters to ensure that they keep things in line. They have acknowledged their right to protest and their freedom of speech. So as it stands, we really haven't seen anything like the kind of scenes that we've been seeing in the United States over the last few days. It was quite busy down here this morning because there were two separate protests. There was a gathering of pro-Palestine protesters here, and they had come together this morning because they had been informed about another protest which was taking place only around 200 meters away from here, with protesters looking to close this camp down, calling for it to be shut down. Now, the security staff here at the university, they did a very good job of keeping the two protests apart. There was a small number of people, only a handful really, from the other protest group who actually got through the security line, but there were no real problems, just a few words between each side. But at the moment, there's a tent city, as you'll be able to see behind me, up to 100 people camping out day and night at the moment, and then other gatherings happening here throughout the day as well.
And no police presence whatsoever. I know you mentioned that there is university security involved, but there's no police there at all.
No, I've been here most of the day and I've not seen any police presence really at all. There's a lot of security linked to the university. They're here 24/7 just to keep an eye on things. And I think today that really has been stepped up because there were concerns about those two opposing protests. But as it stands, really, there's no significant police presence down there. And I think a lot of people here are concerned, given what they've seen over the last few days in the United States, and they're hoping to avoid a repeat of that. It's unclear at the moment how long this protest is going to carry on for. The protesters are saying that the university are not listening to their demands. They've got a list of demands, including cutting ties with businesses in Israel and other universities, and they say until those demands are met, they will continue to camp out here in the centre of Sydney.